Okay, let's go back to the phones and talk to Scott, who's calling us from somewhere in Pennsylvania with a question about one of my favorite age groups, those late teenagers. I've got two of them myself. Um, Tori and I have two daughters, roughly in the age that you're talking about, Scott. So, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how can I help you?
Well, I think we were already entering, our daughter went to college in the fall, and we were already entering into launching her, letting her spread her wings. It was kind of a rough year. Then they ended up coming back home for the end of last year. Now it looks like she might be back home for the fall again. And then we have a
When you
senior who's 17.
when you say they, you were meaning her.
Yes, I did mean her. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So she
Yes.
went away to school. You said
And
she
then
had a rough year. What was rough?
it was a kind of a typical first year rough of getting used to the academics. Had a hard time making friends.
Mm.
Desperately wanted to make some friends, and then she was finding her groove, and then they were sent back home. So
Ugh, horrible. You know,
yeah,
I've got one that graduated this past year, and you know, all those kids in that senior year, they lost all the graduations and everything, and then the ones you're saying they've finally gone to college, and then they get kicked out halfway. It's COVID thing's been horrible. So,
mm.
so what's the question? How can I help?
Well, the question would be: so she's home. She has a certain set of rules, house rules. Our 17-year-old has a different set. He
Yeah.
struggles to get his stuff done, so we're kind of more on top of him, and it's caused some tension in our marriage. We kind of have different approaches to how to handle it. I'm a little more on the open end, let him learn and fail as he goes. My wife is a little more, let's stay on top of him. But we've got this weird dynamic in our house where they're at two different stages, and we're trying to manage it all together while working from home as well.
Okay. Totally understandable. A 19-year-old, our 19, and she's 20 now, but when she was 19 and the other was 17, we'd say, yeah, you can
Hmm.
and you can't. She's over 18, you're not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
no,
we do that
I'm
sometimes.
serious. That's like when you get to be 18, you can do it, you know? So
Right,
yeah,
right.
there are sometimes different structures. So specifically, what can I help with?
Um, well, I guess beyond that, setting the limits for, I guess, the boundaries. I guess mostly for the 17-year-old of,
Hmm.
setting a curfew when he should be home. What homework needs to be done before he leaves. So, the question is, how much do you micromanage a senior's life for success?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm going to camp out on a little phrase here you said, and I'm not being
Mhm.
nitpicky here. I think it's a great way to talk about what we need to talk about. You said what homework needs to be done before he goes out. Remember that phrase?
Yes.
Homework has no need to be done. It doesn't. It's an inanimate
Okay.
object. It's an inanimate object. And obviously, your son has no need to do his homework. Right now, you have a need for him to do his homework. So here's the trick. Here's what we want to do. You having a need for him to do his homework doesn't get the homework done. The only way the homework doesn't have a need to get done. It'll sit there for 20 years. What we got to do
Hmm.
is transfer the need to have the homework done from your shoulders to his shoulders. So he begins to say, crap, I need to do my homework. See, well, we want to get to an I need to. All right. And so
Yep.
a lot of times what happens is, we as parents, we feel the need to have them study. We feel the need to have them do this. We feel the need to, but that's never going to get it done. I tell a story sometimes of, mom comes downstairs, Joey's in his skinny jeans, playing video games. And she says to Joey, okay, Joey, can I talk to you here for a second? Turn your games off. So tomorrow we've got tickets to the Lakers game, and I'm going, and Dad's going, and you can go, and your sister's going. But here's the deal: the people that get to go are the ones that have finished all their chores today, because we all have our chores. I got to do A, B, and C, and Dad's got to do this. Your sister, and here's your list. I told you to do the backyard, and also, finish the 3 modules of homework. And so everybody that's done their chores is going to get to go. And so we're going to have an inspection at 6 o'clock, and everybody come in, and whoever's finished gets to go. Now, if you choose not to do yours, we also, Mabel, remember Mabel, the babysitter from hell? Well, she's available tomorrow, and she can come stay with you if that's the option that you choose. But we're having an inspection at 6, and you know what? I got to run. I'll see you at 6. Okay, now she walks out. There's no micromanaging. There's no control. There's no, you need to go. I told you, young man, you need to get off of that couch right now, and you need to go do your homework. No, he doesn't. He has no need until now. Now he's thinking Lakers babysitter from hell. And a thought goes through his head, which is actually a new thing because that's never happened before. All of a sudden, Joey goes, oh, crap. I need to get my homework done. See, now he's got a need. So the question becomes not how much do we micromanage. I told my girls when they turned 13, you know what, girls, you're teenagers. I'm going to tell you the way this works. I do not want to have any control of you. Zero. Not my job. It's your job. I want self-control. And here's the way the formula works. You will have 100% freedom if it equals 100% responsibility. Whatever freedom you have, if you use it responsibly, and that'll be equal to love. Are you hurting yourself or anybody else? If you're not, then you're doing a great job. But if the responsibility goes down, the freedom goes down, and you're in control of that, not me. I'm not going to manage you. I'm going to manage the outcomes in the process. So in answer to your question, what we got to do as parents is realize the goal is not for me to get them to do things. The goal is for me to control the process of managing the resources and the requirements and the outcomes and the consequences and sometimes the help needed. And then they get to be in charge of producing the work. So that's the way I would look at it. Does that help?
That helps very much. Yes. Thank you very much.
I'd sit down with Joey and say, so tell me what you want. We got summer, we got a few more months coming here. What do you want it to look like? What are your goals? What kind of fun do you want to have? What do you want to learn? What experiences? What can I provide for you? Okay, so here's my role, and I can do all that. Your role is going to be to show up and blah, 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 and then we'll just go from there. And I think if you and your wife sat down and figured out what the desired outcomes are, and then figured out, what you're going to require from them, how that's going to be, managed in terms of the consequences and rewards and freedom and all of that, then that might help as well. Okay. Thank you for your call. And I love that age group, and I hope you enjoy it too.
Thank you very much.
Okay. When our girls got to be teenagers, I remember people saying, oh, you got teenage girls now. Oh, it's kind of like you're in for a nightmare. And I just have to tell you, and I don't mean to sound weird here, but I don't think I've ever had as much fun as parenting teenagers. They're so interesting, and there's so much drama and so much fun, but they're getting smart and they're figuring out life and all that. But here's what's really important. If you want to have fun with a teenager, don't tether yourselves, don't tether yourselves to their moods and their performance and their outcome. If here's a dock on on a lake and here's a boat and you tether it too tightly, every time a wave comes, the dock's it's going to be going like this. You see parents and the kids, the kids up and the parents, they're down and they're down. They're performing and they're going crazy. You remain stable. Let your teenager do their ups and downs, and then you manage the consequences, the rewards, the interventions, the help, all of that. But I'm not going to go up and down on a teenager's moods or a teenager's performance. It's going to be all over the map. What we have to do is stay stable and do the right thing vis-a-vis whatever they're doing that day. And then I get to watch this. What incredible theater this is, watching these half adults and half children drive themselves and everybody else crazy every day. So much fun, as long as we're in charge of ourselves. And then we can say, oops, well, bad decision there, kiddo. If you want to go to the Lakers game tomorrow, kind of blew that. Good luck next week. You have another shot at it. It gets to be fun. Anyway, that's my little